Good afternoon, everybody. I am just out in the backyard today, checking on the pool that I haven't been in for probably a good week now. A couple days ago, I put some extra chlorine and shock in there for algae problem, and it wasn't bad. There was just a little collection of algae on the ground, and I figured that the chlorine that I had added took care of it. So I get home from work today, and I find that. So that's not so great. So I'm going to walk you through the process of what I'm going to do to take care of this problem. Follow along, and I hope this helps you in your outdoor endeavors. Let's go. So first things first, you can definitely see that the water is very cloudy. I've got the pump running 24/7 right now. So one of the main problems here in Texas, you can see that there's a lot of leaves around the pool, but nothing is falling into the pool. So there's something else going on here, and number one cause is going to be the heat. And I want you to take a look at this. That says it's about 93, 94 degrees. That's extremely hot. Algae flourishes when it's hotter. So definitely want to try and do everything we can to keep the water cool. That fountain is not doing its best because I have it cut way back. It's going to circulate around the pool more. That's why I was hoping the chlorine would take its job and knock out the chlorine, knock out the algae, but it didn't happen. So what I'm going to end up doing is going out to the local pool store. I'm going to pick up a couple more bags of shock. I'm going to have them actually run the water and tell me what the chemical levels are in that. And then I'm going to come home and take care of that. So I'll be back. We'll catch you in a minute.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, I'm back from the pool store. And I did find out that my pH was a little bit on the low side, or high side, I mean. It was 8.1. One of the things that helps chlorine to work is to have a good solid pH around that 7.2 to 7.6 number. Otherwise, your chlorine isn't going to work as effectively. So I'm going to add some dry acid to help drop the pH, and in turn that's going to drop the alkalinity, but I'm not too worried about that right now. So I'm going to add dry acid. One of the things you need to remember when you're adding acid into your pool is that you always want to add the acid to the water. The way I remember that is AAA, always add acid. So acid to water, not water to acid. The reason is the water provides a heat sink for the chemical reaction that's going on in there. So when you add water to acid, that's going to heat up, and you can't add the water fast enough to sink that heat. So by adding acid into the water, it progressively warms up. It does get warm. And you definitely don't want to put your bare skin in it, which is why you see me wearing gloves. I'm going to be extremely careful also with my eyes. I want to make sure that I don't get any splashback in my eyes. Sometimes I wear an apron, just depending on what I'm wearing. But right now I'm okay with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the acid into the water. I'm just going to grab a gallon or so of water from the pool itself, and then I'm going to mix it up. And I'm going to pour it right back in. You can see I'm right next to the jet down here. So I'm just going to pour in a broad area right here. And then that's going to get swirled around. I'm going to take the brush and brush the algae up. So I'm kind of stirring things up right now. Once I get about 2 or 3 hours of that acid in there to get the pH down, then I'm going to go ahead and shock it. This is a 7,000 gallon pool, and because the chlorine problem is so bad, I'm going to do 4 pounds of shock. So that's 4 times what I would normally do. That's going to kill all of the algae that's in there. hopefully. With the pH level down and that much chlorine, if it doesn't kill, then I'm just gonna go ahead and empty the pool halfway, fill it back up, and shock it again. And we'll see where we go from there. So, here we go. Let's add some acid. And the directions say that the most that you should add at any one time is 15 ounces for this pool. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 cups. It's a little bit over, but that's all right. And this can give off some fumes, so you want to make sure that you are well clear of that downwind breeze. So that's been added into the water. Standing upwind as I'm mixing. I want to see good dissolving. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try and get as much dissolved as you possibly can. That's pretty well dissolved. It's a milky color. Got a little bit of acid fume there. Try and avoid splashing. I'm just going to rinse out the bucket. So here in about 3 hours when I get home, I'll just do a little test strip and make sure the acid brought the pH down far enough to where I know the chlorine is going to get its job done this evening while I'm asleep. So we'll see you guys probably in about 3 hours. I'll go ahead and record putting the shock in the pool. And then tomorrow we'll take a picture as soon as I get back from work. So it'll be almost 24 hours time pass before we see the full results. So got home from work today. It's been 48 hours since I showed you the bright green pool. Had a good amount of progress yesterday, and today I came home from work and wanted to show you this. There we go. So that's what 4 pounds of shock and a gallon of chlorine bleach will do. I said chlorine bleach. It's a gallon of pool chlorine. So I'm not sure if you can see very well down there at the bottom. See if I can zoom in. There's some clumps. Here's another angle. Still kind of hard to see in there, but you can see at the steps there's a little bit of dirt looking. Maybe that's algae. We also have a bug. He's not going to live too long once I pour that acid in there. But that's the next step, is I'm going to pour some more acid in to help lower the pH. And then I'm going to be putting some baking soda in to bring up the alkalinity. Tomorrow I'll take a test again to the pool store. We'll see.
The next day.
All right, so I'm starting to backwash the filter after all the algae's gone through. Whatever's been trapped in the water, and you can see now it's turning really creamy. That is everything that's trapped in the filter that's gone through while I'm heavily chlorinating. So hopefully once I get that cleaned up, it'll be a little bit easier for the filter to catch what's left. And I'm going to go ahead and do a vacuum to waste. Once this backwash gets completed, I'll move my control valve over to the waste side, and then my vacuum, I'll just go real slow in the pool. I'll try and get some of that on video so you can see that process. Taking it from backwash. This is the same direction I go every time, all the way around to waste. And so now what's going to happen is it's going to be sucked in through the pump, come up through here, and it's going to bypass the filter, and it's going to go out that direction. All right, so I'm not going to be able to video too much, but you can kind of tell where the vacuum is picking up the mess. I'm gonna go down here, right in front of the stairs. You can see we've got a big collection of dead algae. You know it's dead because it's kind of got like a grayish tint to it. And again, the camera may not pick up the correct color. There we go. I'm gonna pick up all this mess. And it's totally bypassing the filter, so it's not gonna clog it up. And you see that hand vac is picking up quite a bit. So I'm gonna get this done. Maybe we can get in it today. You can see the water's actually looking pretty good. So we'll see.
1 hour later.
All right, I'm back. So as you can see, it's been a lot of work, but I do have the filter running again after I've done the hand vacuuming, backwash, rinse, all that good stuff. Now I've got the fountain or sprayer running to help try and cool the pool down. It's 94 degrees in there. I'm getting ready to add some more city water, but I'll turn the camera around and let you see how the pool looks now. And there it is. Everything's nice and clean. Not much of the green stuff left, and if there is any, it's already dead, and it will get filtered up at some point. You can tell it's pretty low on the water level. I've got the skimmer drop down, and once I get all this sweat off my forehead and out of my eyes, then I will go ahead and add some water into the pool, and we'll get the level back up. I'll take a sample to the pool store, and we'll see what else we need to do, but we should be good now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. If you need anything as far as questions for pool related topics, feel free to drop a comment and I'll see if I can get an answer to you, or maybe get a reference out to you that can help you even further. All right, thanks. Bye.